Hello again, everybody. Out here in Zephyr again, and I figured I was going to show you. See, a lot of y'all have probably seen this computer before. This is my Macbook Pro. It's a 13-inch, mid-2012. It's an old computer, but it's my editing computer. This is what I use to do all my editing, or I'd say 90% of my videos that I have edited ever on my channel, that's how long I've had this, has been through this computer. I wanted to try to be able to update all my apps and everything and have modern apps and modern stuff running on it. And like I said, it's from 2012, so it's pretty old for a computer. So what I did is I went ahead and upgraded to Catalina, which is the newest Mac operating system. I do like it. It's running it right now, actually. You can see. Well, you can't really tell much about it, but it's running Catalina right now. This is the stock background and all that for Catalina. But it's sluggish. This has the 2.9 gigahertz dual core Intel i7 processor. It has 8 gigabytes of memory. It's 1600 megahertz DDR3 memory. The storage, it is your standard hard drive. That's one thing that slows it down. The standard old hard drive like this. It is a physical drive. It has a little disc in there that spins and a head that reads and all that. Now, while that's spinning, that takes time to read. And where it's physical, if you are doing a lot of moving around and like carrying your computer while it's working and driving while it's running, that's not good for a physical drive. That vibration is rough on it because it's trying to read and it's moving, and that little head's moving back and forth. It's not good for it. You end up with data corruption that way, and your computer starts slowing down. That's one thing this one was doing. Now, if you get a solid state drive, this one right here came from Walmart. It is 250 gigabytes. Will be enough for me to run the operating system, run what apps that I want to run, and when I'm editing, I have an external drive. I plug it in and I save everything to that. Okay, so what you're going to need, of course, you're going to need your drive. You're going to need a screwdriver. You don't need a whole kit, really, but you're going to need a very, very small Phillips. Let's see. Where's the... It is not going to focus in, but that is a very tiny Phillips because these screws on the bottom of this computer are very, very small. But now, in order to clone, now that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to clone this hard drive. We're going to make an exact copy of this hard drive onto your new solid state drive. Okay, so let's test the hard drive speed, the read and write speed. So let's start it. And it's going to be 71.8 megabytes per second write speed, and 75.5 megabytes per second read. So yeah, you can see the sluggishness. Open the calendar and open up Launchpad. That wasn't too bad. System preferences. you can see that it takes a little bit of time. iMovie, you click on iMovie, and it takes a while. It's a big good comparison, pulling up iMovie. Wow, okay. It takes a little while. It's always took about that amount of time, so that's pretty much normal. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to have the information that is on this hard drive put onto our new one. So what we're going to do, all right. So what we're going to do, here is our solid state drive. It is a lot lighter weight. I mean, surprisingly lighter weight than the physical drive. But what we're going to do, we've got this little adapter right here. It's an external hard drive adapter. It turns an internal hard drive, which this is, into an external so that you can use it like a regular external hard drive. And it converts it from the SATA connection that you got here. Just plugs in like that. It has a cover. We're not going to fool with the cover right now. And this just plugs in right there. You can see that it is reading the disk. It's connected. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start it up. When you start it, though, you want to turn it on, hit the power button, and while it's turning on, you want to hold the Command and the R at the same time. When you turn it on, right here, and you can use two fingers here to hit the Command and R. Command R, and just wait. And when it gets to the Apple symbol, you'll want to go ahead and release the buttons and just let it do its thing. Okay, now it's in Mac OS recovery. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, click on Disk Utility, continue. Alright, now here is our main drive. That's the main volume that is inside the computer. And this one under external is your SSD, your solid state drive. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and click on erase. That way you can format it. And I just want to call it Mac OS there. And it is formatted. Okay, so that is ready. Now, let's go up here. There's a button that says Restore. While you have it selected right there, what do you want to restore to Mac OS? Restore from main. It says image, so it's going to make a image of your hard drive. Click Restore. And it will repartition it and get everything set up the way it should be. But right now it is cloning your hard disk and putting it onto the new disk. So this will take a while. So it's best to, like, if you have anything else that you can be doing, this would be a good time to go do it because it is going to take a while. Alright, well, it finally got done. It took a little while, but it is done. It says done. It's got a big green check mark. And you know a check mark is always a good sign that something worked. So, alright, you can see over here, it still named it main. Just, this is a direct copy. It has the main and it has the data under it. You can see the data is kind of grayed out, but it's there. So what you want to do, just to test and make sure that it comes up with the same start screen and everything, make sure everything works, is go up here and we're just going to shut it all the way down, and then we're going to start back and we're going to select which disk to boot to, because the USB disk, this disk is still plugged into the computer. What you want to do is push the power button and hold down Option this time. Power. And hold down Option. We'll watch the screen here. Okay, now it's giving you the choice. Do you want to boot to the internal? See, it's got a picture of an internal hard drive. And then it's got a picture of a USB drive. What you're going to want to do is arrow over to the USB symbol drive and choose it. Now, it's booting from USB, running the entire operating system through USB. So it's going to be slower than it will be once you finally get it installed. This is just a test to make sure everything works and make sure it's all good before you go taking it all apart and putting the new drive in. Still, there it is, and it is very comparable to the speed at which it booted up before. See, so right now our operating system is running off of your USB drive right here. Whatever you do, do not unplug this while it's running right now, because this is where everything on this computer that's going on right now is coming from this disk. So whatever you do, don't even touch it. So yeah. But it seems like everything's working. We're even connected to Wi-Fi already, because, like I said, this is an exact copy over here. This is an exact copy of your hard drive that is inside the computer. So now, let's shut down. Shut down. And we will take the bottom off of the computer and swap the hard drives out. Takes it a minute to shut down. There we go. You have, around the perimeter of the case, you have 10 screws. And you got to take all those out. They are these little bitty, tiny, as you can see, they're real tiny screws. It would be best to put them somewhere where they're not going to get lost. Okay, these three right here are longer. That's the only three that are any different, are the three across the back here. They are longer. And they are all three the same length. These are the only ones that you have to make sure you put back in the same spot. Okay. Go over here to this battery connector and just pull it out. You can see right here, the battery connector right here is unhooked. Okay, so now we have our back off. Now we need to take off or take out our hard drive. Hard drive is held on by two little screws right here. And you can see this little clip. It's got the little rubber pieces to cushion the hard drive. And that is what actually holds the hard drive down. Okay, now, and also our plug is unplugged. Now, you need to pull the SATA cable off of the end. Try to be a little gentle. You know, it's got the SATA cable, the big long cable right here. Try to be a little gentle with it. You don't want to just rip it off of there. Now, this hard drive has 4 little screws on it. You have to take those off. Now, it is a real small, like a star screwdriver, but I have a flathead that just catches it enough so we can take it off. So we'll take all these off. Okay, and that is our old hard drive. And we'll take this out. I did end up putting the cover on. I just felt better about it. And pull it out. Okay. Now, we need our, see, this has the same screw holes in it. We need our screws back in here. Now this one is not as susceptible to vibration, but the fact that it has these and it has the rubber cushioning is a good thing. Alright, now we will hook this back up. It just plugs in the same way the other one did and goes in the same place. Just like the other one, it's the same thing when you're putting it together. Now these screws, you don't have to like bar down like, I mean, you're not putting lug nuts on. You're tightening screws up inside of a computer. So, you know. Alright, now, I have some more memory coming. I don't have it yet. With everything going on in the world right now, deliveries are pretty slow. So, I have some memory coming. When I get that, then we'll upgrade the memory and we'll try that too. But for right now, let's just hook our battery back up. Let's just plug that back in. And then we need our cover. Now that we have that all, well, hello again. My screen's a little dirty, isn't it? I see a little dust on it. Anyway, you can see me. Anyway, now that we have the computer all back together, let's see how long it takes to boot up with our new SSD. Okay, there's our Apple logo. Going across faster than what it did before. And this is the first boot with this. There we are. Yeah. There we are. Okay. That's our first boot with it installed, so I think it went pretty good. Alright. Now, you can see we got all of our stuff that was on here before. It's still there. Our speed test. Okay, let's just check our speed test. Seems to be just slightly better. Just a little. Dropping back down some, but yeah, just a hair better, not much. Okay, there we go. All right, so what were our other numbers? Yeah, our other numbers were sub 100 megabytes per second. This is 380 write and 505 read. So, yeah, it is significantly faster. So, all right, let's pop something up. Yep, pops right up. Not much delay at all. It's pretty snappy. Okay, now the one thing that we tried before was iMovie. Let's see how long iMovie takes to boot up or to start up. I would say that's faster. All right. So now we have a new SSD installed. And, of course, we still have the same amount of memory. We have to upgrade our memory, but that has pretty much brought this Mac into modern times, I guess, more than what it was. All right, so that is how you upgrade your hard drive in your MacBook Pro to a SSD. And gain, apparently, quite a bit of speed. I can't wait till my actual RAM memory comes in, and we'll do another video trying that out and seeing how much that improves the performance of this computer. But I think my video editing experience is going to be a whole lot better now, because that's what I use this for, is all my video editing. But anyway, I guess that's going to be about it for this little video. Appreciate everybody watching. See y'all on the next one.